my name is Jackie Erickson, and today's demo is going to be fabric postcards. This is going to be very basic. It'll be the first, and I hope, of a series of postcard demonstrations that I'll do, and we are taping it, and it will be on YouTube eventually. So, we're going to start with the foundation of the postcard. I think everybody got to see what they look like originally. This is the postcard that we're doing today. It's out of salvages. So when you are cutting your fabric and you come across the ends, the salvages on your fabrics, I cut these off, and some of them have really pretty little motifs, words. Some don't, but this particular group of fabric did. And later today, you're going to go ahead and get to pick, if you choose to get a kit, you get to choose your own fabric. So I'm going to put those away. I have pulled out a few that I'll be using for the demo right here. But first, I want to explain what we use as a foundation, the middle of the postcard. It's called Fast Diffuse. This is it on the bolt. This is medium weight, and it's actually thicker than the ones that you have. I like the heavyweight. Medium is what we have right now, so that's what I'll be using today. Now, when you buy it, the postcards are cut 4 inches by 6 inches. And the reason being is the Fast Diffuse is 20 inches across. So if you get a half yard, that's the most economical way to do it. Buy a half yard, cut it into 3 strips that are 6 inches wide, okay? Then take those 3 strips and cut them into 4 inch by 6 inch. There's your postcard foundations. All right, we're gonna move this out of the way, and we're gonna get started. So starting with a foundation piece, here's a bunch that are already cut. Here we go. Here are my pieces. I usually pick 12 pieces, approximately. You may not use that many. Here's what I've chosen. They're kind of pretty. It's all the same fabric. Just lay them here on your sewing machine. Now, I am left-handed, so everything I do is backwards. To those of you who are not left-handed, just do the opposite of what I'm doing. So I'm gonna take my foundation, I'm gonna start in a corner. Lay the piece of fabric on there. And then I'm going to take a second piece. It doesn't slide very well here. You might have to stand up to see some of this. Take a solid. You can trim off the little fuzzy edges if you choose to do so. Okay, and because these are salvages, I don't care that the little needle marks are in there. Well, yeah, it doesn't bother me. And you don't have to worry about seam allowances either. And when you're sewing this, you want to make sure that you use a light thread, not necessarily on the top, but definitely in the bobbin, because when you're sewing, it'll sew, the threads will show through. Oh, and if your needle can stay in a down position, do that. This actually goes quite fast. Flip it over, and you can cut off the little pieces here. Not all the way to the foundation. You want to leave some behind.
I was too close up.
Okay, and then I save my little pieces, not these little ones, but because I might use this later on. Put another piece on here, whichever one you choose to put on. Right sides together. Well, first of all, make sure that it's going to be big enough to cover over here and here. Does that make sense?
I'm going to come around and you can show that again.
Flip it over. You can. This is on. Got my, okay. This Fast Diffuse is fusible on both sides. So if you press this with your iron, it's going to attach to your iron. I have an applique pressing sheet. You can either go right along the edge here. You might have to stand up to see this. Or you can fold this over the top and then you can actually press over the whole entire thing. See that? Mm-hmm. And this will not stick to the fusible. And then it's laying down there nice and flat.
And we have these applique pressing sheets right over in our notions area.
Oh, I've got them right here, all 3 sizes. Okay. Sew this piece on. Again, you don't have to worry about a seam allowance at all. All right. Okay. And once again, flip that over and press it right along the edge. Okay, and then I cut this away. All right, I'm not gonna go any further on this because I've already got one ready. I got a couple of them that I sewed all the way to the end. You just wanna continue to do this all the way across. Now, if you're gonna use words, like I have bramble in here, you wanna make sure that the whole word fits on there. If you don't want it to fit on there, that's fine. But so you have to center it and then flip it over. Okay, I'm gonna press this really good. And this applique pressing sheet, because this side's still fusible, this protects your cutting board if you use this, because it will not stick to this. It will for a second, but when it cools off, you can pull it right up. And they actually come in 3 sizes. This is the small one. This is the medium, and this is the big one, and it's huge. I have all 3. Love them all. Okay, so I've got this all pressed down. Now we want to trim this. Oh, and if you notice, the threads did not come, they came through, but you can't see them. Let me find one that you can. Because I have done that many, many, many times. Come on, come on. Oh, I'll find one. They're in here someplace. Oh, here's one. So you can see where I used a color thread and it came through on the back. So to avoid that, just use something light. Okay, now we're going to trim this down. And I use my ruler and rotary cutter. Good thing I have long arms. Line it up with a fusible, faster fuse, slice it away. And do that on all 4 sides. Then you want to put a back on it. And if you cut your back down to 4 inches by 6 inches, you won't have to trim up afterwards. And I'm going to press that on in a second. I happen to have, we here at the store, and they're all hand stamped. I know, because I do them all. Here we go, it's all trimmed down. The back, I've pre-stamped it with a postcard motif. So that, and you all have one. Just, oh, and if there's words on here, I have done this numerous times. Try to make sure it's right side up with it, okay? I have made that mistake many, many times. Press this on. Okay. Now, it might be a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna take a pair of scissors and trim that down. You don't have to. I'll just trim that off. Or you can use your rotary cutter, it'll work too. And now I'm gonna do a satin stitch around the edge of this. So if you have a thread that matches, I happen to have a blue thread that matches. So I'm gonna do that next. I'm gonna start this one. It takes about 4 minutes to go around it. It takes a long time. So I'm gonna change everything out. Now, something that's really important here is that you have a foot that has the wide opening because you're gonna use a satin stitch and it's like a zigzag stitch that's really close together. So I take off my 1/4 inch foot, which I don't have to have because I'm not using a seam allowance at all. Put the bigger one on. And my machine, I only have a couple of feet. My old Bernina, I have all kinds. So pull out, clean out, change out your threads. And I have done this too, where, great. Any questions so far? Other than the fact that I can't get my bobbin out? There we go.
So do you guys sell the material with this on?
That's muslin, so yes.
Okay.
And you could probably, I think I bought my stamp a few years ago online, and I'm sure they're still out there. So if you plan on making a lot of postcards, it's a pretty good investment. Okay. So, and you can stamp on any kind of fabric you want. Now, you can send these to the post office too, by the way, as long as you don't have any embellishments on the top of it. I do have some that are embellished, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay.
Does that take extra postage then?
Then you need to put it, yes, because then you need to put it in an envelope. And I would put, okay, I have a couple here that I could pass around that have buttons on them. This is something that we'll do, somebody can come up and get those. We'll do it a later day, a different demo using buttons. All those cute little buttons you can buy. Oh, and you have to have a nice pair of sharp scissors. Mine are the Kai scissors that we carry here in the store. Little Kai, everybody should have a pair of Kai scissors. If you don't know what you're missing. Oops. Okay.
What kind of ink did you use when you stamped?
Just a regular, I think it's called archival ink, because you don't plan on washing, you don't plan on washing the postcard. I don't anyway. Okay. All right. So to start this, you can put it in there anywhere you want. Oh, you got to make your settings here. And of course, I do not have my settings. Oops. Okay. I love a computerized machine. Turn it off and on, it resets. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna make my zigzag as wide as it'll go, but then I have to bring down my stitches, my stitch length, and I don't go to 0. And this is something that you are going to have to, on your machine, unless you know exactly the satin stitch you want. Yeah, you have to check it and see what you think. Okay, I kind of like that one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start. And you'll have to eyeball it. Now I'm gonna go around twice. I don't know if we'll do that all today because, I don't know, maybe I can. You can try it doing one time, but it's really, oh, and again, keep your needle in a down position if you can. And as you're going along here with your satin stitch, if you want to bring their stitches down a little bit more, which I'm going to, and you might have to help push this through the machine. Goodness, like I said, 4 minutes takes a long time. When you come to a corner, stop with your needle on the inside and then turn the corner, and then it's set to do the satin stitch again. Like I said, if you want to stand up and watch this, you can, because I should have a mirror behind me. See, I'll go around a second at a time and it'll fill in all those gaps. But I'm going to stop right here. And so that's the start of it, going around. But if you go all the way around, and I did these ones, these are completed. And then if you have, like you'll have where the threads didn't quite cover up all the fabrics. Okay, someplace around, here we go. Get a Sharpie, love Sharpies, something that matches your thread, and you can actually fill in all those little white spots. If you don't like them, if they drive you crazy, I don't care. But you can fill that in, and you can fill in the whole entire thing, and it'll be the color that you want it to be. So that is a completed postcard. Now, you just get a stamp, put on the back here, write what you want, throw it in the post office. Oh, and it has to be a first-class stamp. But if you do have anything, embellishments on there, it does need to go in an envelope, because it will not go through the machines. And I don't know if it would require extra postage. I think at that point it's weight. But if it's, I believe it, a 1/4 inch will go through the machines. So if your embellishments are like beads and you put an envelope, that should be fine, but I'd wrap it in bubble wrap or something because that could break them. So that is this. So what I used here today was I used our little Mighty Steam Iron. I love this little iron, great for traveling. The applique pressing sheet, a cutting board, rotary cutter, ruler, Kai scissors, and of course my sewing machine. Now if you have, if you want to do these, it takes a lot of thread to go around this. I can get 3 to 3.5 postcards on one bobbin. So it's a lot of thread. So if you have those combs, I would use that. So I would not go out and buy very expensive thread to do this with. So for the top, yes. And we'll do more postcards later on. We'll get a little more advanced each time we come back and do this.